everybody, and welcome to the Weekend Big Show, Rivalry Week edition. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog, here with you, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter X at Law Dog Sports. Joined, as I always am, by my partner in crime, partner in law and order, I guess I should say, Jeremy Schroeder, ruler of the airways. And Jeremy, it's yesterday for Thanksgiving Day was just about as beautiful as you could get in the Great Plains down here, Southwest, the Great Southwest, the Great Plains, Oklahoma, whatever you want to call it.
The Southern Plains.
Southern Plains, there you go. But today it could change a little bit, and then tomorrow it's supposed to change a whole lot, and we're going to talk a lot about the football matchups going on in the region. But I got to say, I posed the question on the description of this live broadcast, and we appreciate anybody who's jumping in on a Black Friday. But I got to say, what's your favorite leftover, on Black Friday, Thanksgiving weekend? What's your go-to leftover?
I don't partake after the meal. It's over, Thanksgiving. I eat it, and then I don't want it again for a year. Much less the next day. I'm just not a Thanksgiving leftovers guy. No, I am not a fun hater.
No,
it's
you're
just
a fit person who watches their diet.
No,
I get it.
If it was, I don't know if we.
I mean, there's good protein in turkey, right?
If we have a good smoked turkey, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
We get the turkey from Vans or one of the barbecue places around here. Oh yeah, I'll eat that. Yeah. But
when we lived in Norman, we took some steaks to Vans one holiday.
Oh yeah,
and they smoked them for us. I think it was like some big. I don't think it was New York strips. We might have took them some ribeyes, and they smoked them for us. And
how'd those turn out?
It was pretty good. I'd probably take a turkey or a ham to them. I mean, it was kind of a quick notion. I thought to do steak for holiday.
You're in that age in that area of your life where you need to find you an old propane tank, one of them big ones, and just have someone that knows how to cut a little bit, turn it into a smoker.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this much, because the thought of doing prime rib for Christmas with our family has crossed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I see recipes for it online and ways to do it and this and that. And it would scratch me deeply where I itch.
Oh, yes.
To have prime rib at Christmas.
Uh-huh.
The flip side of that, and this is the same thing with smoking a brisket or anything like that. Meat's really high right now.
Oh, yeah.
And if you screw it up, that's a lot of meat that's just kind of questionable or gone out the window. I mean, I remember I bought a smoker. It was one of those kind you put the wood chips in at the bottom, little barrel smoker. And I smoked some ribs, and I got busy mowing the lawn or something, and I left them. And
my gosh!
Remember the motion that Clark Griswold made when they're biting in that dried turkey? Like,
yeah.
That was my entire family that day with my ribs, and I still catch hell for that today.
Yeah. It's that Lincoln Riley brisket, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of beyond Link's brisket, and so I did make up for it. Did a rack of ribs that turned out better, but I just thought, that was
back. It's too easy to mess up, If you got things going on, I've got a good friend that has the smoker, and he smokes stuff all the time, and he's always bringing it to work. I just want to slap him and take his food.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're exactly right though with the whole. I'm at that point. I mean, because you buy the meat. My days are pretty empty.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's
no smoker, and
there's obviously no research going into this show, so just kind of roll with that. But yeah, smoking meats. What I found out though too is like if you're going to do that and you're going to take it to work or whatever, you kind of be selfish, and you got to make people want it, and then it's like a crack dealer. You get them on the comeback.
Oh yeah.
You give them a little sample, and then hey.
You buy the meat plus my take, and then I'll smoke it for you. And
what I've always wanted to do is smoke a bologna, a big old one of those big old tubes of bologna. I see videos with that. And I'm like, that looks like it'd probably be top shelf.
It is top shelf. You remember Ricky Bright?
Yeah.
He used to smoke one every year and bring it up to work. Dynamite. You never think that bologna really, oh my gosh.
Well,
so good.
So there were some steakhouse. There was a kind of a band of steakhouses that kind of stemmed from Tulsa into Sapulpa and Drumright and Manford. And that's where my family's from. And they were all called Freddy's, or just different. And I think they were Lebanese folk. And the concept of the Lebanese steakhouse was carried on with its same thing at Jamil's and things like that. Like, you go in to eat, and there's 5 appetizers before you have anything you ordered. And so here's the peanut gallery checking in. Connor Carr, tubes of meat and chuck, match made in heaven. Screw you, pal. No, I mean, you would go in and they would have tabbouleh, they would have cabbage rolls, they would have all kinds of stuff. And then I can remember you would get a plate of smoked barbecue bologna.
Yeah.
And this is before you ordered a steak. And I always thought, man, they really know how to get you coming in. But so anyways, my go-to leftover is probably ham, just because I'm the concept that, there's a whole lot less foodborne illness that you can kind of derive from a ham than you can
pork.
Well, processed, all the nitrates that go in the ham keep it pretty safe.
Yeah, I guess they put enough antibiotics and crap in there to
well, and then also anything. If you travel to somebody else's home, what's the protocol on what you take home? You just, I'm sure you walk out empty-handed, but
yeah, because we'll throw it away. It won't get eaten.
Yeah. Connor says Ken's and Amber with the free rib. That's the thing. You go to Ken's and Amber, and I haven't been there in forever, but I got to say that's probably the best ribs I've ever had. That is no doubt. Steaks are excellent, but they give you a little rib sampler to start out your meal, and it is stunning. And anyway, so we my leftover tray, we brought home. Let's see, we brought home some pie. And then we brought home some of the veggie tray that we took.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the pie.
No. What's your favorite pie that you ate yesterday?
I didn't eat any pie, but I guess I'm sorry.
I know, it's just you're the antithesis of me.
Well, there was a sweet potato dish with the marshmallows on top.
Oh yeah.
I had that. I do like a good sweet potato. So
Gina's cousin did something yesterday that had brown sugar and cinnamon and sweet potatoes, and it didn't have the marshmallow. If it had the marshmallows in it, they weren't like stacked on top like I've seen as a kid, but it was top shelf.
You got to put the marshmallows on top and make brown them enough where they're crispy, and then that's the good stuff.
And my mother-in-law, she makes a dessert called Chocolate Delight, which has like the graham cracker crust and then pudding and then whipped cream. That
sounds good.
Yeah, it was. And I didn't get out the door with any extra of that. I was a little
I'm a big fan of the graham crackers and the chocolate. That's
that's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
Well, we hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, and we appreciate the folks tuning in already. Connor Carr chiming in as well. And it was a rough night last night for your Kansas City Chiefs, Jeremy. And does that just make their playoff chances really low, or are they out?
They have to win out.
Okay.
They're 6-6. They have to win out. They have to beat every team. It's terrible. And the way that game went yesterday, it was horrible. That was every drive extended by penalty.
Yeah.
For Dallas.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. You can't run a route without getting an OPI if you're in the red helmets yesterday.
There was one on
it was on Worthy where he just ran upfield and he got chucked 10 yards down the field, and they called an offensive pass interference on a conversion that led to a punt.
There was one they called on McDuffie on Pickens on a slant.
Yep, it was.
I thought that was
pretty ticket.
Yeah, I've never seen in my life.
Well, they also called one on McDuffie where he's in position where the ball is thrown, and CD's just posting him up like a small forward, and they called a PI on it. That's just let him play.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it if the guy's running wide open and he gets dragged down from behind before he makes a catch. That okay, good.
Yeah, I mean,
hand fighting.
Even Tony Dungy was sounding
Tony
off
Romo.
Yesterday. Well,
Was
I mean, I saw a tweet from Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
If you draw the ire of Tony Dungy on a Thanksgiving day,
Josh Simmons and his nose ring had an absolute perfect rep on their right defensive end. Hands inside, latched on, and then he just pancaked him. Here comes the flag. It's like, and he even showed him what technique he used. Showed the referee, this is what I did. My hands were inside. I just put them on the ground. It's not holding. Hands weren't outside. Nothing was wrapped. It was just a horribly officiated game.
So the Chiefs have the Texans next week, followed by the Chargers, the Titans, the Broncos, and the Raiders. That's to have to win out. That's a pretty good gauntlet.
You still have to,
at home for the big ones.
Yeah, the Raiders are terrible.
The Titans won't be great, but they've got Houston. I started to say San Diego. Houston, LA Chargers, and the Broncos.
San Diego.
So if you're going to do it, San Diego, that would be the time, right? I mean,
yeah, I just don't think this team is. They were down 3 of their starting O-linemen yesterday. Simmons got hurt. Juwan Taylor got hurt. They were already missing. I can't even think of what his name is. The right guard, he was already out. And Mike Caliendo, or Frank Caliendo, is who he played like yesterday. Didn't really do much. He was like putting gauze in front of a freight train.
Well, I think in the NFL, regardless of what game it is, those 2 middle quarters, second and third, you can't pitch a shutout on yourself during that time. You've got to get some points.
Yeah. Especially if you're able to move the football, you've got to get points. And they just were not able to do it. You had drop passes yesterday. Kelsey and Rashee Rice dropping big third down conversion passes to hit them right in the stinking hands. This is just not a good football team right now. And to lose to Dallas
and the defense is just really, I mean, what is it that the defense does well anymore?
I don't know. I don't know what they do well anymore.
Dallas did a pretty good job that I saw running the ball.
I mean, that's a really good offense, but you would think you'd be able to slow them down just a touch. Maybe not bring 7-8 guys on every snap and leave your corners vulnerable against receivers like Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. It's not a recipe for success. Dallas is playing well. They got a lot of guys back on their defense.
They're trying to make a push.
And they plugged Quinn and Williams in the middle of that defensive line. That was a big get.
Yeah.
Dallas is playing well. And Kansas City has not played well all year. I just don't think this is the year.
Mahomes gave me good fantasy points yesterday.
It ain't Mahomes. He's he's doing what he can.
Somebody posted a video of him scrambling and stretching out a play and getting first down yardage, and said, how could he make that kind of athletic play and then run to the huddle looking like your uncle on Thanksgiving?
The Turkey Day Bowl, come trotting back. Or Mahomes is dinged up too. He's got some sort of leg issue.
Our good friend Marty Wandry from Clinton Liquor in Seatown, obviously down in Dallas, saying good morning from Big D. And then he says Chiefs Kingdom was representing in Dallas. Don't know if you could tell on TV, but the stands was 40% red.
It was a good showing by the Kansas City people.
Oh yeah.
But and I would like to ask a question.
Yeah.
How much did Jerry Jones spend to build that palace in the Dallas Metroplex? So you say too much. Probably billions of dollars. Would you?
Oh, wasn't it around $1 billion?
Yeah. So how do you place that stadium in there the wrong way?
Have you watched Cowboys games before? Was yesterday your first?
The second quarter of that football game, Kansas City, I got what they were doing because they showed that low shot behind the offense. And the sun is just sitting
the
in that
dumbest
end zone. They couldn't see anything. It's just so dumb. How do you
thing you could ever
build an
conceive.
NFL stadium?
Yeah.
And if it's an afternoon game, 2 quarters of the game, you have the potential of being completely blind.
Yeah. It is just the dumbest. And I mean, and I know there's like, for years we've seen baseball stadiums where the outfield might have to face, some sunlight, at some point in time. I don't know. But that right there in its conception is the dumbest thing I've ever seen as far as a professional stadium. It's like, okay, we're going to have these big ass windows that face the west. And that way, when the sun's going down in December at 4:30, it's just going to be blaring right there in everybody's face that has to go that direction. That's as the pox of a stupidity. I mean, to me, and just it just puts parentheses around everything that's Jerry Jones. I don't care.
Exactly.
I'm rich. Screw you.
My team can go 8-1 this year. I'm happy because we made billions of dollars in merch sales, and I've got the most valuable franchise in this league.
And I don't mean to, I mean, I'm not a Cowboy fan. They're regional, so we follow them somewhat. Back when we were on at KSCY, we followed them more.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Hogue, who got paid to follow them, and then MJ Baird, but I don't mean to send a stray your way this way today, but it's like Cubs fans. If you don't like the process, quit going, quit buying. I mean, Cowboys fans, if you don't like your owner, quit buying the crap, quit buying the tickets.
Yeah. I've got a couple of friends who I heard from all day. Well, not all day yesterday. They waited till the game was over because, they talk crap to you the whole game. Like, okay. And it was a tight game, so they did not. But after the game, they're sending me texts, and I'm just ignoring them because I was driving back home from Cuñado's house.
Yeah.
And these are the guys that were like, I'm never watching a Cowboys game again after Micah Parsons was traded. Like,
is
what
Cam
changed?
One of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Cam and Ed Yarbrough, they were vocal. I've had enough. Had enough. Stick to your guns.
Marty Wandry says Jerry forgot to install window shades. I'd put up some blockades. Yeah, it's just a rough spot, obviously for this Chiefs team that's struggling. But did you kind of feel like after the overtime win over Indianapolis last week that they might be kind of turning a page?
No. I thought after the yes and no, because they were great against the run against Indianapolis. They held Taylor to 59 yards, I think, and Jonathan Taylor's a stud, just an absolute beast. But you have an overtime game on a Sunday, and you turn around and play on a Thursday. It's like that's going to bite them at some point this week.
Yeah. Well, 261 passing yards for Mahomes, 23 of 34, 4 touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times, didn't throw a pick.
He played a great game. He can't do everything by himself. I know he tries to at times, which he did yesterday, but he can't.
Is Pacheco just kind of banged up, or is he just kind of bypassed in the
No, he's been dealing with the knee for the last month. Yesterday was his first day back. So but Kareem Hunt's been playing well.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown got a touchdown yesterday. Only
our OU boys showed out yesterday.
Yeah, I saw CD and Hollywood exchanging pleasantries after the game. Always enjoy seeing that. Packers beat the Lions 31-24. Is that pretty much is that in essence the them in Chicago now in the race for the NFC North?
It seems like it, which isn't that crazy to say? That's just wild that the Bears
they've turned a corner.
And therein lies the ability of a good offensive coach to go to a team that's got offensive weapons and turn it around quickly. You thought that Liam, the coach of Jacksonville, what he did with Baker Mayfield in L.A.
Yeah,
and then in Tampa Bay. I thought, well, hey, Jacksonville's going to be really good. They're gonna be slinging the ball around, scoring a ton of points because that guy can coordinate an offense.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't really panned out that way in Jacksonville, but Ben Johnson, man, the fall of the Detroit offense and the emergence of Chicago.
Yeah.
And not just, I mean, the offense is better. It's not great. Caleb Williams has had some games where he's been, 2024 Caleb Williams, but the defense has been good. He's doing a great job.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, in this day and time, the way they have the structure of the NBA, NFL set up, if you can't flip it around to some marked improvement, you're probably not the guy. I mean, pretty quick,
So I'm going to say that, Green Bay's 3-0 in that division. Chicago's 1-2 in that division.
Yeah.
And then Detroit's 1-3. So, there's a shot that Detroit could get back in if they're going to win some ball games. I mean, they're 7-5. It's not like they've been terrible this year, but not up to snuff, not like they've been.
That is the funny thing about the NFL is the fact that that divisional record just because do you remember? I think it was Bradford's first year in the league, and the Rams, who were in St. Louis at the time, had a better record than who was it? Was it the Seahawks?
It was the Seahawks.
And Seahawks were 500. They go to the playoffs and they beat the Saints first round.
Yeah.
Don't know how much of that we'll see anymore. But anyway, NFL action was pretty heavy duty yesterday. It was a lot of things to take in if you're a Chiefs fan. A lot of things to take in if you're a Cowboys fan. Those are kind of our two mainstays around here. There's also college basketball yesterday as the Arkansas Razorbacks fell to the Dukies 80-71, and just kind of followed the text thread yesterday a little bit as Connard was following that, I guess, on a Thanksgiving day. And then our good friend up in Michigan, Dan Narva, he's already cast into basketball mode, for the Fighting Izzos. And I get it, I don't know. It's been so tough for me, Jeremy, to really, that week that we were without YouTube TV, I probably focused on the Thunder a little bit more because the Fubo free trial had FanDuel TV or FanDuel Southwest, whatever it is. Then, then we got back on YouTube TV, and it's just, it's just really been football since.
Football.
So tough for me to.
YouTube has the formula as long as they can keep the contracts.
Yeah.
Team's not playing. You can watch 4 games at once, kind of keep it. It's so cool.
So would the multi-view be proprietary to YouTube TV?
Kind of seems like it.
I mean, because Fubo, I would think with some of their packages, or Sling, or
I would think if you're on that, the Disney plan, you could get it with ESPN. I used to be able to.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
Well, Carlos Boozer's son, Cameron, really went off last night. 35 points, 9 rebounds against the Hogs. And, it's so early in the season. I don't know, all you're doing from November through December is figuring out your post-conference resume.
Exactly.
Good loss, bad loss, good win.
Get those Kim Pom points and the Sagarin ratings.
I mean, they count, but still, if you drop it, whatever the case. I was watching. I did see some tournament games, and I think Texas was taking on Chaminade or whatever. And the only reason I remember Chaminade is because in 1984, I think, and if you see that.
Yeah, I see that guy back there.
That was the year Billy Tubbs took the Sooners. I think it's the Maui Invitational, and they were upset by Chaminade, who I think the previous year had upset Ralph Sampson and the Virginia Cavaliers. So back in the day, that was
tired of those mid majors.
That was a snake pit to go to on, on holidays in Maui. But anyway, maybe too much Maui Wowie. I don't know. But no, yesterday only one college football game was on, and I flipped it over there for a minute, and then I think I flipped it back to the NFL and trying to even remember who it was.
Glad you're reminding me. College football, I gotta make my picks.
Yeah, you better get those going today. Let's see. Oh, Navy and Memphis. So
okay, I hope that
Navy
wasn't one of ours.
No, I don't think Yahoo Pick'em has been pretty solid on not making you force your hand with those Thursday night games.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that.
Mm-hmm. OSU basketball got an 86-81 win over Northwestern, and then TCU with a big upset win over Florida, number 10 Florida, 84-80. So what's his name down there? Jamie Dixon.
Yes.
He's I like him as a coach. I think he's pretty solid. So anyways, but really what we talk about here on Law Dog Sports is football and college football, in particular the OU Sooners, and then we'll talk a little bit also about OSU's new head coach that was named this week. But we want to remind you this program is sponsored by CCW Safe. And what CCW Safe is it's a self-defense legal coverage that you can purchase for you and your family. And some plans starting as low as $19 a month. It's self-defense support with deep expertise, personal care, and self-defense coverage that goes beyond the basics. Trust the team at CCW Safe. I say this every time. Two of the three founders of the company I worked with for years at the Oklahoma City Police Department. I trust them very, very much. Good dudes, good businessmen, and they've got the track record to show you that it's worth it. And if you're somebody who wants to be able to defend your family in the most dangerous and dire of circumstances with your Second Amendment rights, then you need to check in to CCW Safe. Use the link there on the scroll at the bottom of the screen, or it's in the same link as in the description of this broadcast. CCW Safe. All right, Jeremy. Big day tomorrow in Normantown, and also a big day. I believe they finish up in Stillwater, if I remember right. And
they have Cincinnati.
It's Iowa State, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's Iowa State. Yeah. The Matt Campbell Bowl.
Yeah, the Matt Campbell Bowl, where we'll get to see if Iowa State has one more chance to puke down their leg. Big 12's wrapped up between BYU and Tech.
Yes, it is.
And man, BYU fans have really been sending Norman Twitter or OU Twitter some strays.
I know they're bringing up a game from 16 years ago.
Yeah, the 09 debacle with Sam Bradford getting hurt.
OU beat them in Provo 2 years ago with
Billy Bowman pick six.
Billy Bowman pick six, and had to ice it with Jackson Arnold coming off the bench and burning his red shirt.
Iowa State and Oklahoma State kick off tomorrow at 11. I wonder if Eric Morris still has a game, or I guess are they in the Conference USA Championship?
I think so, and he's going to coach them till the end of their season.
Okay.
of course, unless they go to a minor bowl. Yeah. I would think that he would jump out of that.
So anyways, so we'll talk a little bit about the Eric Morris hire, and then also maybe some of the transfers that could be coming the way of the Pokes, but also tomorrow. And this one is interesting, Jeremy, because we saw the tale of two halves last season in Baton Rouge. And the defense just came out, played lights out the first half, had Nussmeier basically sent out for the season, I thought.
Got a scoop and score. They reattached the bionic arm into him.
Garrett Nussmeier, got to be one of the guttiest plays, games I've seen from a kid. But last year was the typical Jackson Arnold offense. You just can't do enough to get the ball down into scoring position. One thing you can say about this year's team, Jeremy, and you've seen it play out, is say what you want about Mateer. He at least most cases seems like he can get OU into Tate Sandel's field goal range, and that's pretty far range.
If you can just get past the 50, get down to around the 40, you're probably going to get some points out of a drive.
And that's what I don't understand is that was the thing about all of the Mike Leach years and his years at Tech, his year at OU. You're going to move the ball between the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were going to be down in there. And, how many times, even with the after effects of Mike Leach, did we see, you at least got the ball down into that kind of no man's land where you weren't necessarily going to punt it. You go for you're going to maybe go 2 down territory. I mean, it seems like that was a staple of the early 2000s that I remember.
Well, yeah, you got that wide open offense. You're able to create space. Just, once you get down to the red zone, you might have some issues, but
tomorrow the weather is supposed to turn pretty crappy in the second half.
Yeah. And,
north wind 30 to 45, I think, or something like that. I mean, they've got to dedicate themselves to running the ball.
And LSU's not been good at running the football, and they're down half of their starting offensive line against that Oklahoma front. So
it says on their report, and I don't know their true depth chart, but they do have 2 offensive linemen who are out, Braylon Moore and Ori Williams, and then one that's probable, Tyree Adams. Nick Anderson is out for the season. Garrett Nussmeier out for the season. I didn't laugh at that, just so everybody knows.
Just that kills me. I guess him being injured and out is better that he's at LSU than if he's here.
Well, yeah.
But still, I mean, you remember the whole blaming the training staff debacle, and now he's at LSU and it's business as usual. It's sad. Rodney and he are just 2 freakishly great athletes.
Rodney
Anderson, his brother.
Oh, yeah.
And just snake bit. That's crazy. I do not know how to explain that. Yeah, we do see that Missouri gave Drink a big contract extension.
Got to keep our guy.
Yeah, that's right. Not going to see him in those purple Crocs anytime soon.
Jaden Jackson, probable for the Sooners. Javante Barnes is listed as questionable. This is yesterday's report.
Javante Barnes.
On the offensive line, Michaela is listed as doubtful, along with the other cast of offensive linemen. I mean, what's it going to take for this offensive line to stay healthy? I mean, a break before a playoff game? What?
Well, none of those guys, outside of Ozida, who has not played in a while, none of those guys have played all year.
No,
outside of Michaela, obviously.
Jake Taylor, but what's funny, Jeremy, is Jacob Sexton and Jake Taylor have been moved up from out to doubtful.
Ooh, what's that mean?
You know what it means. Don't call it a comeback.
Game time decision.
Oh, yeah. R. Mason Thomas is out. Gentry Williams is out, and Troy Everett is out. Reggie Powers has to sit out a half for the targeting call from last week. Like I said, and I think we said this before we went on the air, I saw something that said that the Floget kid would likely take the center duties from Michaela. Go ahead.
He's a big old kid. There's a lot more than just snapping the ball that goes along with the center. You got to identify fronts. And I know that Mateer is going to change
of the offense in a way.
Well, of the offensive line. Well, but obviously Mateer is going to, if he sees something, is going to change protection. So that takes a little bit off of his plate. But I don't like that spot. I think he'll do a fine job. I mean, he's a really good player. That's a big spot for a young kid, true freshman. He's not. Got to represent the Schooner.
My pretty face isn't getting enough light here with that ball cap on. Go ahead. Sorry.
I gotcha. Yeah, who stepped in at right tackle last week? Was it I can't think.
I'm going to be straight with you. I was on the road coming back from Broken Bow,
and I was at the game, and I didn't even realize it had happened. But I can't think of what the kid's name is. But he played a good game. Missouri's got a good defensive front. I'm sorry, a really good defensive front. Just, just be solid in the middle. Your 2 guards are gonna be solid. If Foj can step in there and have a good game, maybe that's the spot where he needs to be. It's tough. It's a tough ask for a first start for a true freshman at that position. At
Mhm.
least he's got the experience of playing out there on the edge,
Yeah.
which is a lot more physically demanding than playing in the middle because if you're in the middle, guys are right in front of you. You just got to worry about blitzers coming across your face. You don't have an absolute demon screaming off the edge or,
Yeah.
cat blitzes, safeties coming down.
Well, and that brings up my other point that I wanted to make is, what's the motivation of this LSU team rolling into Norman, especially when the bottom drops out of the thermostat,
You can beat Oklahoma and keep them out of the playoff.
And
That's a hell of a motivation. That kept OU motivated last year when they played Alabama,
sure.
but it
Well, and
didn't seem to motivate them when they played LSU.
and that's why I have, and you'll call me out, I know, but I have a lot of apprehension about this. What's the word I'm looking for?
What? Apprehension.
Reservation. I have a lot of
Yeah, you can.
reservation about this game. OU's just not been able to take care of the Bayou Bengals in this
Outside
century.
of that one game in what, 1957 in the Blue Bonnet Bowl or whatever that was?
Yeah, but like in this century, we had a better team going to the Sugar Bowl. They had the home field advantage and a Nick Saban defense, but we just
Mhm.
couldn't overcome that, refused to overcome that, didn't want to run the ball. And then you know, then the whole Sugar Bowl debacle, or was that the Peach
That
Bowl?
It was the
Uh,
Peach Bowl,
yeah.
and just forget about that game
Oh, yeah.
because
I mean,
that team blew everybody out.
that's a generational that's a
You
generational team.
when you go into that game with a shaky defensive backfield and then 3 of your starters are out,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
ain't gonna be pretty.
No. I remember, a friend of mine at iHeartRadio called me and said, "Hey," he goes, "Would you feel comfortable going on a radio station in Baton Rouge talking about the Peach Bowl?" And I said, I guess. I said, "I'm nobody. I'm not, I don't have an OU page or whatever." But I did, and I had to go on there and at least kind of represent and say, if this happens, this happens, this happens, you could have a chance.
If Joe Burrow dies, OU has a chance to win.
If Jamar Chase and,
Anything short of death,
if
OU
Justin
has a chance
Jefferson
to
are detained, for 6 hours before the
Yeah.
game. But I put together some reasons, things that could happen or would need to happen, and one of the things was Jalen Hurts extending plays with his legs and
If
and
OU
them
has 59 minutes of time of possession, they can win this game.
shorten the game. So anyways, but it just it was, and they I hope they knew what I was doing. I imagine, I think they had some
I'm sure
on
they did.
Twitter that were blasting me, but whatever.
I'm sure they did. Now, the fans of the Bayou Bengals don't seem to be the sharpest bunch, but they do seem to be
Hey,
the most aggressive and loud
yeah,
and
yeah,
drunk.
they're gonna pound their opinion towards you to where you either you're the guy to throw down or.
I,
But I'll
I,
say
I
this,
just hope they know there's nowhere in Norman to get a good boudin.
with their crap season going on, some of their Twitter faithful have been pretty dang funny. I mean, the Grim Reaper, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, and then it knocks on the door of LSU. Said all he's going to find in there is a bloody mess already. And then just some other stuff I thought has been really funny from some of the LSU faithful. But, I mean, they don't play that many cold weather games.
No.
Rarely ever. And I get it. I haven't been mad at some of their fans that have gotten on Twitter and said this doesn't feel right to be playing OU
No, it doesn't.
on Thanksgiving
And
weekend.
I would
They
like
should
to.
schedule the Arkansas game for Thanksgiving weekend or
Well,
whatever.
the line moved up to Oklahoma minus 11.5.
Wow.
And that's
You
the
don't
thing. I don't Michael Van Buren's a nice player. He can do some things with his legs, not a great thrower of the football. They haven't played a defense like this yet. Alabama's got a good defense, but we saw what Oklahoma has done to some really good offenses this year. I mean, look after the 505 mark, in the Missouri game. Missouri had net negative rushing yards the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Like, we're done with you. We're just going to slide a couple guys over. We're not doing this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Brent's going to find something that if LSU is having a little bit of success, he's going to throw the switches, pull the levers, and then that thing's not going to be available anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a heater calling defense. He bet on himself this year. God bless him. This is like the Jim Haslett. I'm pushing all, or was it Haslett, the coach of the Giants? I'm pushing all my chips in the middle of the table. We're making the playoffs. Yeah. Bet on yourself.
No, it wasn't Haslett. It was Jim.
It was the Giants coach.
Help us out, Dan.
You know who I'm talking about.
Haslett was New Orleans.
Haslett was New Orleans.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking. I can see his face. I just can't think of his
name. The question was asked, why are you taking over calling the defense? And Brent, I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And he is.
he really is.
But he's also got the tools in the shed, Chuck.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of guys. I mean,
well,
we're missing our Mason Thomas this week, and I don't really feel bad about that. Okay, good. Get him healthy because we get a week off after this. And
yeah,
if he's ready to go, if there's a potential playoff game, we're going to need him. Get him healthy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let Taylor Wine get him another SEC Defensive Player of the Week. I'm good with
Williams too. Figure out a way to get him on the field if you have a playoff game.
I'm comfortable with Jacoby Johnson, Cortland Guillory, and Eli Bowen out there on the corner.
Cortland Guillory, true freshman. I mean, we're gonna be reading about that kid a lot.
I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, Jacoby Johnson is going to be an absolute star at some point. Technically, he's really good. Finds the football. He can catch it. That's why they removed the receiver last year. Mm-hmm. Just a good player. Reads routes well because he's seen it from both sides of the football in the college game. And then Eli, who's just solid. He's very solid. Yeah. I think the only thing holding him back at this point, because he's a really good player, is the fact that he's just not the tallest kid.
Mm-hmm.
But man, them Bowen brothers, they've been playing great.
They're doing pretty well. Trying to see if there's Twitter's starting to become a little bit like Facebook with the fake posts.
Posts and hyperbole. That's exactly what we live on.
But usually the Twitter Nation, will get them called out. Vanderbilt does extend Clark Lee 6-year deal for him. Drinkwitz, as we mentioned. It's not to change the subject, but I was trying to find lane train rumors.
I'm just so I'm living vicariously through this because I want the chaos. And Drink and Clark Lee signing extensions is kind of killing my buzz. I want to see that's a cute cup. I want to see it's salmon.
It's salmon. It's a Yeti. It's not a Stanley.
I want to see.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
You got the big openings, LSU, Florida, and they keep telling me it's the biggest opening, Penn State. Well, between Brent Venables and James Franklin, that recruiting class is starting to look a bit barren.
I'm really, and like you said, I'm starting, and there were some flips in the last 24, 36 hours.
Yeah, they just lost a 4-star tight end yesterday to Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm. And then Wisconsin lost a
Jaden Pettit
receiver to us.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Texas A&M lost a 4-star running back, the Hatton kid, who was originally committed to Oklahoma. Flipped him back.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to sift through the garbage, but there's nothing concrete on Lane Kiffin, and nor should there be.
I don't think we're going to hear anything till later today, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Bishop Franklin Delano Roosevelt Inn. Big salute, fam. Hi, sir.
All right. How you doing? Hey, thanks for jumping on, man.
We love you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. Please feel free to comment anything you would like to talk about. We are here for you.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And but Tom Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin.
Wasn't that the Giants coach?
No, it was Dadgummit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to effort this because
that.
it was Jim something. Jim Fassel.
Jim Fassel. Okay, yeah. So he
Yeah.
was
Push it
before
on.
Coughlin, right?
He was before Coughlin because Coughlin won them Super Bowls.
He
Boomer,
did.
Sooner, son. All right, here we go.
Bishop Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Let's get ready for tomorrow. It's going to be gross. I got to go pick up my new rain jacket.
Yeah.
After we get off here.
You know, one thing I figured out back in the early 2000s, you can't go with one of them cheapy parkas. They will just be soaked within 10 minutes.
You know, I did the poncho, the Ole Miss game, and luckily it stopped raining. That's Lenny will be going with the poncho. I am just going to go ahead and get something that's a multi-use item. And
you got to buy the big rain gear. I mean,
yeah.
That's just all there is to it. But yeah, and nasty conditions expected tomorrow at Norman. But I want to see Hall of Fame barbershop fam send a big salute. Yeah, man, if you got folks in a barbershop that want to tune into these two random dudes talking OU, then brother, bring it. No, but what I was going to say is offensively, you know, you're give Mateer enough time to find, you know, Satania and good things happen.
That's where we're at right now.
I mean,
Satania.
I've given up on Deion Burks a bit. I don't know.
Deion Burks is an excellent receiver. He's playing out of position. He's a slot guy.
Yeah.
And they're throwing him out there, you know, at the X or the Y. They got him playing outside. And they're throwing fades. And, you know, you listen to Dari. I listen to Dari.
Mm-hmm.
He had a conversation with Gene Chizik about it, who had been known to coordinate some defenses in the past. And he says the reason why they are throwing their deep shots the way they are is because they can't get separation. So they're throwing that fade.
Yeah.
Because the sideline acts as another defender, but you can't turn the ball over if it goes out of bounds. So it's, you know, fairly safe. It's more of a 30-70 ball just because you're not getting any separation out there. It's rough. You know,
is Gibson enough of can he be enough of a threat outside that they could move Burks into the slot? I mean, I'm talking about like if they won tomorrow and play in a playoff game.
You know, you want to see Giovanni Gibson and Keontez Lewis out there because they're more. If the cavalry is coming, man, Jaden Pettit is 6'4", brother. Yep. That is going to be that's a whole lot of dude out there.
You like big receivers.
You like bigger. They've got one sitting over there on the bench. I don't know what's going on with Carry On, but I wanted to see him on the field because he is a big, tall dude. Yep. And just throw some jump balls out there to him. Let's see what happens.
And Keontez Lewis, I mean, he's not been the same.
No,
the Kent State game.
You know, if you take a header into a brick wall, it does tend to probably make you reflect on your life choices a little bit.
Slow down that route, dude. When you hit that big Sooners emblem in the end zone, slow down.
Man, Hawk, just
let the Roughnecks catch you, bro.
Don't throw a ball that's just catchable enough. You get a guy killed.
Well, and so I mean, I should like OU's chances a lot more than I do. It's LSU, man, and just they are the types that come up and just sting you when you can't.
I know.
Maybe they're so far down we don't realize.
I think this is going to be like a 10-3, 16-7 game. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
It's going to be rainy. They're going to figure out, you know, who was not listed on the injury report. Young man from Carl Albert High School, all 240 pounds of Xavier Robinson was not listed on the report.
Yeah,
so
he should be totally good to go.
And he looked like he had a little bit of a wiggle last week, but I just think hey, we've got this. The wall is undefeated, sir. Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
Ask Eric Moore about that wall in Stillwater.
He
had his son in for an official last week.
Really?
Wide receiver. Man, that's a throwback.
I saw where Jason Witten's son has got like 10 Power 5 powerhouses that he's courting.
Yeah, that'd be a cool get. Is he a tight end as well?
I think. Was he a defensive player? I can't remember. I saw the tweet. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and give a score. I'll say I'd go 17-9. You know, I mean, because the
It's
weather
gonna
will
be
suck.
ugly.
It's going to be
It's
bad.
it's gonna be ugly. Now, what Oklahoma has done in these games with oh, that's cool. We do lead for Witten.
Be
Man,
cool.
that's a good get, man. I want all the
Is he
name
out of?
guys we can get,
You know,
especially,
who's the guy that we had? I don't know if it was a flip or what, but they it was a Duncanville kid that we've pulled in, and it always seemed like Duncanville was OSU or Texas. You know, I don't know.
Man,
I'll look
I don't
back.
know. I want to say I had the most important question is Jeremy, what time does the tailgate tomorrow start? I will effort that and we will have an answer by the end of the day, Marty. Hope to see you there.
Mighty. All right.
And any other people listening to us today that want to stop by the tailgate if you're going to the game, just hit us up.
Yeah, and if you want to join in on the Law Dog Facebook Messenger thread, just send a message to Law Dog Sports, and we can probably handle that for you.
I have all the. I actually had the commit list pulled up. So you said Duncanville.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it was in the last 24 hours.
Okay, let me. Oh, is that the safety? The safety they picked up. Man, what was his name?
It just seems like Duncanville was kind of one of those spots where I don't know.
Oh, Markel Ford. But he's from Mesquite.
I thought there was a Duncanville player, but yeah. TPGRRR1. Not sure what to call you, but thank you for checking in. And apparently you were steered towards us by Bishop Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And then also Kyle Albert. And kind of a nice transition here. If UT wins tonight, some are saying they'll still have a shot at the college football playoff, which is comical. You see the Sooners being a bit more dialed in if the Horns win. You know, and that brings up a good. I want to see Elko roll into DKR and just steamroll those burn orange maggots. That's me.
Yeah.
But if Texas did win that and OU won, I mean, if you're having to go toe to toe with Notre Dame for your spot, or maybe you would just end up playing them, I don't know. But you know that the better Texas finishes, the better loss that is, right?
Right, but the committee might get weird about Texas. Dollar signs, BCS. Just because it's Texas, but a 9-3 Texas with a loss to fantastic. A 9-3 Texas team with losses to Ohio State. Good loss. Not going to say a word about that. That you lose in the shoe by a touchdown. Good job. Ohio State's really good. But then you go into the swamp and just it didn't feel like you were ever in that game.
Well, then you go, you struggle offensively against UTEP,
Kentucky, Mississippi State.
Yeah, you had to go to overtime with Mississippi State and Kentucky.
Who was their other loss to?
Ohio State, Georgia. You lost.
Oh yeah, they lost to Georgia,
and
they got smoked by Georgia.
Yeah,
it was not competitive after the third quarter ticked off.
No,
but the 3-loss that data point should keep you out just because there are so many teams in front of you that have better resumes.
Yeah.
That have fewer losses. That's the
they're the brand.
The losses have to count for. I understand it's a brand.
Well, it's a rivalry game, and a lot of pressure is on Texas A&M. I get that,
and I think that OU would stay in front of Texas anyways, just because.
Yeah.
The committee has to look at Mateer was hurt.
Yeah,
they didn't play.
The number of losses. I don't see a 3-loss team passing up a 2-loss team, except I think there might have been an example of it earlier in the week.
TP, you hit it on the nose. Just go 1-0 tomorrow.
Yeah,
the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, you really are in if you do
that. The best thing about this season, and I keep hearing it, and I'm going to say it too. This team, especially the defense, they are just an extension of Brent Venables. They have his personality, his mindset. It seems like his work ethic, his focus. It hasn't been like in the past where you would see just dumb plays. I mean, it's all effort. If you see a dumb play, it's not made because they ain't going 100 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
The defense has been so good. They're deep. They're tough. They're hungry. They're grimy, to borrow a word from Brent.
Well, how many defenses, Jeremy, would be seeing significant drop off without R. Mason Thomas out?
Exactly. Like I said, depth, especially at that edge position and at the defensive tackle. I'm telling you, you got Marcus Strong, who's the 5th D tackle. He'd be starting at a good majority of SEC schools. I mean, he is a good player, and he's fighting for playing time behind all those studs.
Mm-hmm.
Ex-Calvary, let's go. I want to see Xavier Robinson lean on dudes tomorrow. I want to see that defense stand around with hands on hips, surrender Cobras and the people in yellow and blue and purple. Just lean on them, lean on them, lean on them.
Clipped our reel from last week and posted it, run the damn ball. Yeah, and you were saying it, and and we've said this all along. It pays so many dividends late when they've had to defend the run, even if you're not getting the big chunk plays or whatever.
That's right, and it opens up so much more. If if you want to call an ill-advised RPO up 9 inside your own 20, it opens that wide open.
Taylor Tatum's not on the injured list.
No, and Venables spoke on him and Jaden Ott for some reason in his press conference that he's a go. He's available. So's Ott. Says first time all year they've been completely healthy. We may see some Tatum.
Yeah.
I want to see Tatum run the football and hang on to it, which we saw him last year, and he was good with the football, but he couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a wet ball situation tomorrow.
How many carries do you want to see Xavier Robinson have?
All of them. But realistically, at least 20. At least 20.
Yeah. Guys, TP says, guys, I would love for X-Rob to rest and Blaylock and Ott and Tatum to play.
TP, I would love to see Ott play. Tory Blaylock's a little banged up too, and I think he's a kid that's got a ton of ability. He's just kind of having trouble. He had it figured out early in the year, but now we have a different offensive line, and he's still learning.
But Blaylock really was kind of the 1-2 punch that you looked like it was going to be until he was kind of banged up, right?
Yeah, and he was the BYOB guy. He didn't need much of a crease because he's got a little bit of burst. He can get to that second level quicker than even X. X, if you hit him in the backfield, one guy's not taking him down.
So I hate to throw this out
most times.
But, it's not a rival because we're not to that standard. But Eddie Radosevich an hour ago he showed a map of the wind speeds for tomorrow, and he said Sandell 80-yard field goal will be.
Let's do it. I want to see him. I want to see him kicking that thing from the CFP logo.
What's your pick for OU LSU?
Let's go. And this is going to be ugly. I would say 17-6, but we had that one last week. 13-3 Oklahoma.
13-3.
That touchdown is going to be a strange. That touchdown will be a strange, just gash play, probably to Satania, and I will. And you guys in the text thread will hear about it because everyone in that thread knows that.
Yeah,
I live and die by Isaiah Satania on Saturdays.
It's kind of become a thing, hasn't it?
He makes me feel alive. He's going to be that guy that he could take it 90 at any second, or he could cough it up at midfield and potentially cost you a game, or try to field a punt that he shouldn't try to field.
Yeah.
My heart's going to be beaten.
Adventure, so
I will feel alive.
Yeah.
But dude, he's so good. I mean,
so in the weather, the turnover margin will definitely play a big.
And that defense is they are going to create turnovers. I'm not going to say they're going to get turnovers because they create those turnovers with just effort, and just the way that defense is coordinated.
Well, let's jump to something else real quick.
Right.
TP says rain in the morning, clearing high winds the afternoon, according to the forecast. Yes, definitely a rough weather day, but Cunado and Jeremy and apparently Marty Wandry and possibly Ricky Rodriguez will be tailgating north of Campus Corner, so that'll be a lot of fun. OSU names a coach, Jeremy, and I think it's a pretty good hire.
Dude, that's a great hire.
I think it's really good. Eric Morris makes the move from North Texas, and go ahead.
Not only that, it seems that Eric Morris has learned from the Seth Luttrell faux pas of, hey, I'm hot. I better take a bigger job.
Yeah, because I mean, building a group of 5 power is not. I mean, because Jeff Traylor, there was a time where he was smoking hot on the market, and then
Alex Galesh is going to get a good job.
He's been rumored for the Arkansas job, right?
I mean, I saw that there was a contract in place, but then I saw that there was not. I don't know if I think Arkansas is still infatuated with Matt Campbell for some reason.
Ooh.
I know that I think we know what he is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is Arkansas? I know they've got money, but are they a better program than Iowa State is under? Are they?
Yeah. Well, Eric Morris played in that 07 Texas Tech OU game, and I think contributed to the loss for us down there in Lubbock Town.
Yeah. Now, here's the question. How many of his guys is he going to bring up there with him? Is he bring a Mestamaker? Because they need a quarterback that's taking snaps.
Because Mestamaker may have loyalty to his coach, and he may see a bag come his way from some program that's got it to spend.
Yeah, you see
and it might not be a program that's very far away from Stillwater.
What do you think? Texas Christian?
TCU, SMU.
Oh, man. Kevin Jennings is back for another season.
Is he back next year?
Yeah, you don't replace
Could he not be a draft prospect?
I don't know about that. I think he's already stated he's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Hey, man, anytime you got, some actual track stars on the field, it makes you remember those days when Barry Switzer recruits running backs based off their time in the 100.
Their 200 time.
Yeah. Patrick Collins, Spencer Tillman, Anthony Stafford, all those dudes can pick them up and put them down.
People forget pretty quickly just how fast Collins and Stafford were.
Dude, those guys were.
Tillman had a good gear.
Nebraska didn't forget in 1987 when Patrick Collins hit that sideline, and it was good night, Irene.
So Eric Morris, quite the resume. I'll say this. I mean, you're only as good as what your last stop was in college football. I don't care who you developed when you were a coordinator or whatever the case. Your last stop at college football, what are they, 9-1 on the season, I think? And
they can make the playoff.
Pretty bad against South Florida, but I think South Florida is dealing with a little better deck. But I mean, the quarterback Mestamaker, and then the running back Caleb Hawkins. I called a game for basketball for Weatherford that he played, I believe, here in Western Oklahoma against the Weatherford Eagles. He was a really solid athlete. I mean, and that dude, Jeremy, I think he's got 3 or 4 helmet stickers on College Game Day Final.
Yeah.
College football.
Hey, I've said for years, if you want to see how good an athlete is, watch him on the hardwood.
I want my receivers and running backs to play basketball. I want my offensive linemen and defensive linemen to wrestle. And maybe even linebackers. I don't know.
Sure. You don't want to throw shot put?
No, you can throw shot put, but
you be like it. Well, Eddie Pierre Louis ran the 100 in high school.
Well, I
ran it well too.
Yeah, I just think if you look at Kelly Gregg and his career, it was propagated completely by the fact that he was a standout wrestler in high school.
All footwork and leverage, bro.
Yes, he had no other attribute.
I mean, he wasn't tall. I mean, he was wide.
Yeah, I mean, he was low center of gravity, but I mean, he had a hell of a career with the Ravens.
Sure.
And there was no other attribute other than his leverage and center of gravity and ways to move people, bigger than him.
It's all feet, man. Hey, if my running backs and receivers want to play soccer, go with that too. That's all conditioning and footwork.
Endurance and footwork.
We had a kid when I was coaching middle school level, a running back named Bo Blankenship, Played a little bit at Iowa State, transferred to Ohio.
Frank Solich.
Yep. He was a soccer player growing up, and that kid had the best feet as a 7th grader that I had seen it from guys that were even at the high school level.
Was Tettleton's son on those teams also?
He went to the other he was at the other school.
But I mean, he was in Norman.
They played at Norman North together, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Tyler played over. I want to say Tyler played at Whittier, and we were at Norman High feeder school, but it didn't matter.
So Caleb Hawkins, kids from North Rock Creek there in Shawnee, played high school ball there, and he has just been rocking it in the Eric Morris. He's one that I would see probably, I guess, depends on the NIL package that the Pokes give him, but it would make a huge difference in the Eric Morris hire if those two players decide to come to Stillwater, in my mind. And I know I'm stating the obvious.
And this is going to sound really catty. It is not a massive step up to go from the American to the Big 12.
Ooh.
Well, from where Oklahoma State is right now.
At the bottom of the Big 12.
At the bottom, you're not winning games. There's enough teams in the Big 12 that, frankly, are not your big physical teams that are the same
it's still
as your Utahs, your BYUs, the teams at the top, Texas Tech. You can get into that middle of the pack with AAC guys.
Yeah.
Just from knowledge of the system, playing for that coach before. Anything's going to make them better because Oklahoma State is just
it's stunning,
bad and thin
where they're at. I mean, I come away just, I mean, they're in our wheelhouse somewhat.
Yeah.
And, they are in the state. And hey, real quick before we carry on any further, I want to thank Damon Schultz and A+ Roofing and Construction for sponsoring our program. They serve Western Oklahoma and the Oklahoma City metro area. Give them a call at 580-772-7587. And I trust Damon Schultz completely. That guy does a great job, and he is if you need roof work and you got people knocking on your door, just don't answer it. Call Damon Schultz. I say that with the utmost sincerity, after having to replace 2 roofs in Norman before we moved to Western Oklahoma. But he will give you the straight answer you need. Do you need a roof? Do you not need a roof? And then also, other projects as well, home construction, remodels, things like that. Give Damon Schultz a call. I mean, and we know, Jeremy, that it's not about one player when you bring in transfers and things, but it can be about one player with a quarterback or a game-changing running back.
Yes. No, you're good. You're on a roll. Go.
Hawkins and Mestamaker are showing out against Conference USA or against the American. I don't know. TP is spitting fire. Law Dog and Jeremy, is there any more talented little brother like Kendall Daniels that we should get in the portal?
Man,
no.
I would like to petition the NCAA myself to let Kendall Daniels play at Oklahoma as long as he wants.
Yeah, yeah. It has been a nice little transfer.
How good that guy has been. He's just soaked up the Venables defense playing that cheetah role.
The Bishop wasn't lying when he said TP spitting fire. I mean,
that's
exactly what we were looking for. But no, I mean, I'd love to see a story like, Caleb Hawkins goes to North Texas. Also, the coaching staff, North Texas, and I thought about trying to get Corey or John Little on today to talk about it, but you remember the name Patrick Cobbs?
I do remember Patrick Cobb.
Played at Shawnee, I believe, or Tecumseh.
He's from that area.
Yeah, I think he played at
Tecumseh. I want to say he played at Shawnee, but
I think it was Tecumseh because I think it was the same time as Seymour Shaw was at Shawnee.
Okay. Yeah.
Shaw went to OSU, didn't do a whole lot. Cobbs went to North Texas, showed out, and I think had a cup of tea with the league.
Yep.
Well, he's been the running backs coach down there under Morris. And maybe even back before that, he's an alum. He may not leave North Texas, but It'll be interesting to see what they do, and I'm excited for OSU Poke Nation because they in a season where they needed some good news, this has to be really, really welcomed.
Oh, definitely. They need all the good news they can get. Now they need an offensive line.
And they're only a 12.5-point dog to Iowa State.
I'm thinking that the weather has to play a role in that, and the fact that Matt Campbell can find a way to pee down his leg against far inferior opponents.
Yeah. East-West Stadium, the wind will be whipping in from the north end zone or the north stands.
And you get all those kids down there in that end zone with magnifying glasses to recreate the Dallas Cowboys stadium.
Over under is 45 and a hook. I would go under all day on that.
I hammer the under. Weather, the fact that Oklahoma State's offense is not a prolific scoring machine.
Speaking of weather, Morgantown, West Virginia, Jeremy. Red Raiders traveled to take on the Rich Rods, 23.5-point favorites.
That's a ton of points in Morgantown, probably in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I know the guys in Vegas set these lines, and they all drive Cadillacs and live in mansions and don't just give money away. But I hate that line.
We're not a charity, right? Maybe if UNICEF started a gambling service.
There are just that's too many points, man.
It's a lot. And Morgantown is a place where
they've played better. I mean, they have played. I don't have the record.
Dominant though. I mean,
Tech's been
really dominant
good
on the defensive side. So I mean that's got to be what plays into it, right?
You're going into that spot, and weather could play a factor.
All right, let's get through. Go ahead.
Against a pretty decent team, 23.5 points is that's massive.
It really is. I mean, Tech could win it. I'm not picking an upset, but I would probably like the Mountaineers to cover that.
I like the points in that game.
Colorado travels to the Little Apple. They are 16.5-point dogs to the Wildcats. I'll take K-State to cover that all day.
16.5 points.
Climbing in cold weather.
They are favored by 16.5 points against somebody else in their conference.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State is.
Yeah, against Colorado. What game it would have been if OSU and Colorado played this season?
Well, Colorado would beat them by 3 scores, but that's just because they have a better roster.
Yeah.
Stability at the coach.
Clemson at South Carolina. The Beamers are 3.5-point favorites. Man, I would stay away from that one, but if I had to pick it, I'd go Carolina. Is Lenore Sellers out?
I don't think so.
He's getting transfer portal rumors.
Oh, he's going to make a bag if he leaves South Carolina.
Oh, totally. Don't see. Yeah, they only have Nick Harbor. Is he the receiver that was kind of hurt?
Yeah.
OU.
Yeah, he played the whole game against OU. It just didn't seem like it because that big true freshman had him in jail.
Ohio State heads up to. Hey, TP says they just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
That really endears you to me. Ohio State, a 9.5-point favorite going into Michigan. Does Bryce Underwood have enough under his belt and enough to make that a game at the Big House?
You got to shorten the game.
Totally.
Got to run the football.
They've played better of late.
They have. I like Michigan to get inside that 10 points. That game is always weird.
Yeah.
Rivalry games are so odd.
It is. Ohio State. They got to be hungry though with the beatdowns they've taken from Michigan lately. But they're in regardless. So.
Michigan wins and they possibly get in the college football playoff.
True.
They got a ton to play for.
Another team that is thinking playoffs but may just be on the outside, Miami of Florida, a 6.5-point favorite at Pittsburgh. You're going to send those Florida kids up to Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving weekend, and you feel like they're going to perform.
You know how bad I want to take Pitt in that game?
Yeah. And because –
all right, TP, you're on the same page with me. Run that ball.
Run the ball and
win
the game. You play to win the game.
That's right. Give me that OU alum, Sharon Moore, to get it done.
Because let me pull up the ACC standings, because SMU's in the ACC championship with a win this week, I think.
I do believe so.
So, dang it, let me find the ACC.
There it is.
So Virginia, Pittsburgh, SMU, Georgia Tech, 3 teams with 6-1 records.
Yep.
And Tech blew their chance last week, and then Miami has no chance.
So who's SMU got this week?
They have California, and they're in Berkeley.
Okay. I like SMU in that game.
UV is got Virginia Tech.
SMU Cal just fired their coach.
Yeah, so it should be. I mean, Miami could screw things up. I don't know who gets the tiebreaker if Pitt wins.
Well, let's see. You got UVA, Pitt, and SMU all 6-1. So one of them has to lose. If Virginia and Pitt both win, that's your matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So SMU's got to have some help.
Yeah.
They need Miami to win that game so they can get in. Miami doesn't really have a shot at this.
They have no shot at the ACC.
Doesn't seem like
12th in the playoff standing.
Right.
So
Georgia Tech's sitting in front of them.
The ACC champion and the at-large would bump them from the playoffs. I think that was the complaint.
That's right. Yeah, if they could finish.
You talk about 2 losses, screwing yourself.
They could finish 11th, or they could finish. Yeah, they could finish 11th. 10th? They could finish 10th and not get in.
Yep. And that's where those ranked wins come into play, Jeremy. Yeah. I mean, go on the road, beat some ranked teams.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not everyone's built to go into Neyland or Bryant Denny.
I believe we're saying that season.
Grab some crucial W's to keep your college football playoff. Also, it's good to have a quarterback that doesn't resemble the love child of Pete Davidson and Napoleon Dynamite.
So Miami 6.5 point favorite at Pitt. I probably like Pitt to cover that. I'm not sure who I'd pick to win it.
That's going to be a crazy game.
Houston.
I just like Narduzzi. I want him to win.
Yeah. They've dropped a couple that I looked at and was like, man, what happened there? But they've one conference loss. You can work with that. Houston travels to Waco to take on Dave Aranda and the Bears. 2.5 point favorites are Baylor. Houston really kind of tapered off after they got that win against Arizona State. Not real impressed. I'll take Baylor to cover that, especially since
Aranda's job is safe for
Aranda got the vote of confidence.
That's right.
Central Florida at BYU. BYU is going to look for style points in this. 17.5 point favorite against the Knights. I'll take BYU to cover that.
Same.
Next big one. Don't care about Boston College. Syracuse. Tulsa, 8.5 point favorite hosting UAB without the Trent Dilfer effect. I'll probably
or a couple of guys that got stabbed in the pregame meal.
Let's see. Army at UTSA, the Roadrunners, 7.5 point favorites. I'd probably take trailers there for that one. Wisconsin, Minnesota, that's some sort of brown jug or axe trophy.
Little brown jug.
Brown jug.
That's not Paul Bunyan's axe, is it?
Row the Boat is played with me. Luke, what'd you say, Paul Bunyan? Who cares really? But Wisconsin is a 1.5 point favorite at Minnesota. So apparently Vegas not rowing the boat. Oregon, 6.5 point favorite in Seattle against UW. They're looking for style points too. I'd probably take Ducks to take that one big.
I mean, they're in, but they're not going to have too much trouble with Washington.
Cincinnati at Fort Worth taking on the Horned Frogs. 3.5 point favorite are Sonny Dykes and his team. Brendan Sorsby really was peaking there about midway through the conference slate, and then they've had a little bit of issue here and there. I guess it was the trip to Utah that kind of did them in.
Kyle Whittingham will do that to people.
BYU also. So tough scheduling for the Bearcats as they dropped 3 in a row now. They really after the Iowa State win, I think people were saying that they could they could do some things in conference and then drop
Not
3.
realizing it's Iowa State, and that's what Matt Campbell does.
2 7-4 teams going into that one. I'll probably take Sonny Dykes and the Horned Frogs to cover the 3.5.
Did you see somebody posted that Sonny Dykes had taken the Penn State job?
No, I did not.
And it was one of those fake Twitter accounts, but it was verified. But then you'd have to look at the names. Like, wait a second.
Mizzou,
there was about 5 minutes of outrage there.
Mizzou at Fayetteville taking on the Hogs, 2.5-point favorites for the Drinkwitz. I like them to cover that in a big way.
2.5 points. Yeah. I
mean, Hardy could run rampant on that.
They really could. He really could. They should.
Vanderbilt. Go ahead.
They're finally healthy. So, yeah. I like Missouri in that spot. Yeah. Sorry, Connor.
Vanderbilt at Knoxville. Josh Heupel and the Volunteers are 2.5-point favorites. The over/under 66 and a hook. Diego Dampavia is the luster kind of shown off his star. I mean,
sweet baby boy Diego is gonna get it handed to him this week. Take the balls.
They're another 9-2 team that's looking at, you won the wrong ones.
I know.
You lost the wrong ones.
Now you got to go into Bryant Denny and good luck.
Nealon.
Yeah, that one.
So I'll probably, I don't know. I am a fan of Diego Dampavia. It's hard for me to say on that one. I'll just I've got to pick it. I think I've got Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I've got Tennessee.
All right. The No Care Bowl, Florida State and Florida. Gators are a 1.5-point favorite over the Noles at Ben Walker, whatever, Gator
Swamp
Stadium.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah, I can roll with that. Mike Norvell, he hadn't been given the hook, but man, he's in a bad way.
$58 million buyout versus 62. Somebody on the thread here. Let me know if you got it off the top of your head.
Yeah, it's big.
It's big.
Virginia Tech at Virginia. Cavaliers 8.5-point favorites. Virginia Tech. They showed up a little bit, tried to do something last week with James Franklin in the house.
Yeah, give me Virginia.
Virginia's got a lot to play for. I mean, because that's got to be the only playoff spot the ACC will get, right?
Yes.
All right.
ACC's only getting the AQ because there's just not a whole lot going on in that conference.
UNC at North Carolina State. Bill Belichick, 7.5-point dog in that one. They're 4-7 on the season, and NC State 6-5. I would, every time I picked against North Carolina, they burned me.
Yeah, but I can't in good conscience take them against NC State.
Okay.
Their plays.
Yeah.
That quarterback for NC State's pretty daggone good. You saw what he did last week at was it Bailey? Bailey's his name.
Yeah.
He was really good last week. So I just don't like North Carolina. I don't know.
They're not good.
They're just not good. They don't have any. They do not have a ton of talent on that team, which is surprising given Belichick.
All right, real quick, let's look at tonight's games and pick our favorite one on that one, and that would be Temple at North Texas. 20.5-point favorite are the Mean Green. Temple's pretty bad.
Mean Green's going to cover that.
Yeah. Georgia Tech. Bulldogs are 15.5-point favorites over Haynes King. This is probably one game where Haynes King just balls out and
Haynes King's going to ball out, but it ain't going to matter. Okay. Georgia.
And then the big one at DKR, Texas A&M, a 2.5-point favorite over the Longhorns, and 52.5 is the spread. 6:30 kickoff. I know what I want to happen. I think I know what's going to happen.
I got A&M because that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Aggie won't Aggie.
I think this is – I've been waiting for Aggie to Aggie all year. Remember I said when they're 8-0, they can't go 8-4 without winning 8. But, they have survived all of my hate.
Yeah.
All of my comments.
They need to do the world a solid and roll into DKR and head back to College Station with
end it once and for all. Coup de grace. Yeah. Stop it.
Law Dog and Jeremy, remember BV first year we lost to Florida State, and some thought Norr was a better coach than BV. So glad we have BV. this has been a bit of the Brent Venables victory tour this season, right?
It has. The redemption arc is strong. Man, Norvell, that first team
He had it going.
was good. I mean,
Yeah.
there's guys all over the NFL that were on that roster.
Mhm.
And
Egg Bowl.
it just seemed
Go ahead.
like the over-reliance on the transfer portal has not worked out for him.
Yeah.
And the inability to find a quarterback.
You're in Florida. You've got to recruit high school kids.
Yes.
Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, 7.5-point favorite at Stark Vegas. I like them to go in and cover that, but
I like Mississippi State to get inside that 7.5.
Mississippi's
going to win by a field goal.
All right. And then really Utah at Kansas. Man, what a terrible season for the Jayhawks. I like Utah to go in there and cover that 10.5, just browbeat them.
Yeah. That being said, I like Utah in that game too, but some part of me just knows Kansas is going to win that game.
They could, yeah. Iowa at Nebraska. Kirk Ferentz, longest tenured coach in college football without a conference championship, without a playoff appearance, nothing.
Have they ever won a bowl?
They've been to a conference championship.
No.
I don't think so. But they are 6.5-point favorite over Matt Rule. I like that.
I do too. Nebraska is just not the same without Raiola.
All right.
You're all right there.
Yeah. Hey, before we get out of here, and that's not all of our picks, but we do have the Yahoo College Football Pick'em going on in standings, or who cares? Because I'm not anywhere near it. Real quick, your boy Isaiah Hartenstein. I rewatched it and rewatched it and rewatched.
You're going to talk about the flop?
The flop. Now, I'll say this: when I watched it back on YouTube, and hell, it could be AI. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it was NBA Cup action. I'm sorry, is it Emirates Cup or is it?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything.
In-season tournament, whatever you want to say. And Isaiah Hartenstein is tangling with Rudy Gobert for a rebound. Then they kind of separate and then put back for the Timberwolves. And Gobert's arm kind of grazes. I didn't even see the graze initially. People clipped it and made it just look like the flop. But, I mean, I haven't seen a back and to the left motion since the Bruder film. So, what say you about these Thunder haters who are already throwing out, that the Thunder have got the refs in their back pocket?
That was a genetic memory action of violence on the Frenchman Rudy Gobert against the German Isaiah Hartenstein. Listen,
so we got WW2 connotations.
That's right.
All right.
Man, these European basketball players yes, J-Dub is back tonight. We are super excited about that. But these European players, whether they be from Germany, whether they be from Slovenia, whether they be from whatever ex-Eastern Bloc country that we've got, they are all floppers and actors.
It is.
Crying to the referees.
Bad. It's really bad.
It's bad basketball. Some would say it's unethical. But
it needs to be dealt with.
Luka Doncic is averaging 12.5 free throws a game. That's a lot of free throws.
It's a lot of going to the hole.
What's his drive rate? It's nowhere near what SGA's drive rate is.
No,
SGA gets to the rim because he gets into the lane and he creates contact.
Yeah.
Does he sell it? Well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's it, if that's the way the game is, you'd better sell that contact.
Well, so we knew you would defend iHeart, so
I did not defend iHeart.
Hey, a
whiny European. What do you think?
The rotation come in and disrupt some of the play they've gotten from the other cast. I mean,
nobody has yet.
Okay.
I think everyone pretty much knows their role on this team.
Yeah. I like Isaiah Joe this season.
I do like Isaiah Joe this season. You know who I just absolutely adore is that second-round pick, another great pick by Presti, AJ Mitchell. Guy's a certified hooper.
Yeah.
He's so good, and he's one of the better defenders.
He's a baller. For sure.
You got four guys that are plug-and-play defensive stoppers.
Yeah.
Super great.
All right.
I know you're inner San Antonio Spurs. Like, yep. Okay. Let's.
Yeah, exactly. We'll focus more on basketball in the weeks to come as, OU with this tremendous season, they have no shot at making the SEC championship, but the playoff is definitely within reach.
That's okay. That's just another data point that could work against you.
It's
pointless anymore. Just get in. I mean, listen, if you don't win your conference and you finish 5-8, you get to play at home in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's a neutral site. What's the advantage of finishing in the top 4 other than you get an extra week off?
Yeah.
You get rusty because we've seen that in the past.
The rhythm.
Yep.
So correct me, is it Georgia and Alabama likely in the SEC championship?
It looks like that's the play.
Yeah.
I think Ole Miss would get in with one of them losing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have to be Bama because Georgia's playing a non-con.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Bama would have to lose to Auburn, which
I always forget about the silly rivalry.
Kick six anniversary was popping up on the timeline yesterday.
You know, some of these SEC teams, they schedule a cupcake in week 14 and then get another cupcake in week 15 as rivalry week.
Exactly. With that. He's Jeremy Schroeder, ruler of the airways. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. We appreciate you tuning in. We apologize for going over a bit, but a lot to cover here in this preview. Be sure and tune in tomorrow night. You want to do college football recap at 8:30?
If I am here, I am all for
You're
it.
not frozen.
I'm off Sunday, so we can do that.
All right. Well, if we need to go later and you're able to, we can look into that too. So we're gonna be cooped up.
I will be bundled.
TP, thank you, giving us a hand clap and a good show. We appreciate.
Hey, thanks for joining us, TP and FDR.
Franklin,
awesome to have you guys on here with us this morning. Thank you so much for interacting.
Kyle Albert, Marty Wandry, Ricky Rodriguez, Connor Carr, Dan Narva up in Michigan. We thank you so much. And if I missed anybody else, my apologies. But that's what we do here. That's why we go live, so that you can interact with us and give us your take. And Bishop FDR and TP did it in a big way today. We appreciate you very much. Hey, we'll talk to you tomorrow for college football recap at some point in time. Pay attention to the Facebook and Twitter feeds to know the time.
Boom. Let's do it.
Have a great Friday, Jeremy. Black Friday. Avoid the shopping if you can.
I am actively avoiding the shop. I'm waiting on guys to come replace my garage door opener because
schedule a repair to get out of the shop.
Down.
I like it. He's Jeremy Schroeder, ruler of the airways. I'm Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog. This has been the Weekend Big Show powered by Law Dog Sports. Give us a subscription on YouTube as TP did earlier today at Law Dog Sports. We would appreciate it very much. Be safe out there. Don't text and drive, and sure don't drink and drive. And we'll talk to you tomorrow evening.